Good morning, friends. Welcome to Morning Motivation with Dr. K, where my number one goal is to give you a positive perspective. How's everybody doing today? So today I wanted to talk about what can you do to pull yourself out of a funk? What do you do to make yourself feel better when you're feeling wah, wah? So I found something last night that was super helpful for me, and maybe it'll help you. There was a study done that showed that statistically people get more joy from planning vacations than actually going on vacations. So I don't typically use Pinterest, but my friend's mom was at the house yesterday and was talking about Pinterest. And so I went on Pinterest and I created a virtual vision board. Good morning, Wendy. And good morning, Eddie. So, okay, vision boards, if you guys aren't familiar, are basically just like collages of quotes and pictures and sayings that that give you life, that get you excited. And a lot of people do these things. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of successful people, they have these vision boards like in their office or at home, and it just reminds them what their goals are and where they're headed. And I'm never like a fan of crafts. I'm not the kind of person who wants to sit down and craft all day. Like, it's just not fun for me. It seems like a chore to me. So instead of that, I did a virtual one, and I read yesterday online that declaring that something already is makes it more likely that it will happen instead of like, this could happen. Hey, Ben. So on Pinterest, I created a vision board that says what is, and I went in and just added a bunch of things that I'm dreaming about doing. Like, for example, one of the first things that came to mind is like, I really want to go to Russia for some reason. I don't know, maybe that's crazy, but I do. And I also want to fly Emirates, their like business class that's like super fancy. Hey, Ronald. So I just started posting pictures of these things that like I want to do because I've been getting discouraged about a lot of things. Like, I love to travel, and I went to the State Department yesterday and it still had like a level 4, and I was like, oh, like, when am I going to be able to travel? So I wanted to ask you guys, like, what do you do to get yourself out of a rut? What are some things that aren't buffering, that aren't necessarily like vices that you do just to kind of brighten your mood or make your day better? Sometimes reading a good book can do that. Sometimes listening to music. Like this morning, my daughter was on my phone and like a Taylor Swift song came on, and Taylor Swift puts me in a good mood. So on the way to work, I listened to Taylor Swift. Good morning, William. So tell me, go ahead and type a post. Hey, Kevin, I want to know what you guys do to get yourself out of a funk. What things do you do to make yourself feel better, and not like vices. Like, don't tell me like, oh, I get drunk. That's not what I mean. Hey, Bill. So again, like what I did last night was I went on Pinterest and created a vision board called What Is, and I put words like entrepreneur and like boss woman, and put all these like vacations I want to go on, pictures of a hike through Patagonia, pictures of Russia, pictures of flying first class or business class. I love to travel, so that's putting quite a damper on me right now that like I can't. Let's see what else. Oh, I put like some cars that like I really like. I've always wanted to like redo an old Bronco, redo like a 1968 to 70 like Ford, like with brand new like interior and stuff like that. I want a Lamborghini. So I put all those things on my vision board, and it just made me feel better. So what do you guys do that is harmless? What things do you guys like dream up or do to just make yourselves feel better? I was just kind of surprised how much better that made me feel last night. And one of the things that my friend told me yesterday was to stop putting so much pressure on changing what is. I feel this pressure to always like be better, to always get better, to always do better, to always go on to the next thing, instead of, doing the Paul thing from the Bible, which is just being content in my current circumstances. I always feel like, especially with this new house, I'm like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to finish this room, I need to do that, instead of just being like, I like my house, I'm okay even if nothing changes. So just stopping and taking pause and realizing that nothing needs to change for me to be happy, but then also just allowing myself to dream about what things I would like to do in the future, and having dreams and having hopes and having plans. Bill says, pray, music, talk to friends, watch movies. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know why, like I've been feeling blocked to like pray and meditate recently. Like I'm so uneasy that like even just sitting and praying and meditating has been difficult for me, but definitely music can elevate my mood. I think that I am a outgoing introvert because I don't actually love like having, like I don't like going to a large group of people where you have like superficial conversations, but having like like Bill, like when we went out to dinner, like having smaller groups where you can have meaningful conversations, like that's my jam. But I don't really like going to like parties or big groups of people where you can't really super connect with people. Hey Rory, hey Colleen, hey Martin, hey Randy, hey John, hey Dana. So what we're talking about is, what do you do to get yourself out of a funk? What is something that's very practical that you do just to make yourself feel better? I also the other day just like went on a walk, like just around my house, and listened to like some classical music and just took some deep breaths, and like surprisingly that made a really big difference. But recently I've been finding myself just really getting wrapped up in some tension stuff, and so I'm trying to find ways to like just feel better. So what do you guys do? Hey Ben, I talked about how a friend came over yesterday and she shared with me that like she likes to go on Pinterest and come up with like craft ideas. I'm not a crafter. That's not my thing. That seems like work to me. I don't like making things. But I did like to go on Pinterest and just like look up vacation sites and beautiful pictures of like Patagonia and Russia and the places that I want to go, and put that on my vision board for something I want to do in the future. Hey Melinda. So what do you guys do? Let's see. Bill shared with us that he likes to pray, listen to music, talk to friends, and watch movies. I have to be careful with movies because a lot of the movies that are out make me like not in a good mood. And I watch a lot of like reality TV, which also isn't probably very good for me. But what do you guys do to elevate your mood? What are some practical things that you guys do when you're feeling like, ugh, like overwhelmed? Yeah, because we all kind of need a pick-me-up sometimes, right? And then one of the things I decided to do was like sometimes I don't want to spend $5 on Starbucks coffee. So I went to the store the other day and got a couple of ingredients to like make my own Starbucks because I like iced white mochas. Well, so the first time I did it, it turned out really good. Today, not so much. It was pretty gross. It was really sweet and really watered down. And I was like, oh, God bless. This is not good. So what do you guys do to feel better every day? I have a lot of little tricks in my pocket and they don't all work all the time. I listen to Allison Faulkner's Awesome on Demand podcast 61 or 62, which is a pep talk where she's like, you are doing an incredible job, and deciding that what we have and what we are is enough. I do some meditations, going for walks, watching the sunrise and the sunset. Those are some of my favorite things to do. Hey, Lewis. So guys, tell me, nobody's typing. Tell me. I'm talking to you. What do you guys do to feel better when you're feeling, ugh? What are some things that you guys do? Hey, Chad. Tell me something that helps you feel just a little bit better every day, that aren't buffers. So you can't say like, eat a gallon of ice cream or drink myself into a coma. Like, no, that doesn't cut it. What are some healthy things that you do to elevate your mood and just feel better when you're feeling blah? So I'm not a big Pinterester, but last night I logged into Pinterest. I had like an old account and I just created a vision board of things that I want to do in the future, vacations I want to go on, dreams and goals that I have. Wendy says, put on some praise music or driving in the country, just taking back roads. Oh, amen. Wendy, that's so good. I love that. Yeah, there's this song I've shared with you guys like a million times, that like the Abundant song that I listen to every morning, by Tasha something. It's a praise song, but it's like, I'm getting ready to see something I've never seen. And it's like, like elevates your mood. But Wendy, absolutely. Like I love to ride on the back of motorcycles, and I love just like riding through the country on the back of a motorcycle. And a lot of times I'll just like put my arms out like I'm flying, and I'll just like sing some like Dixie Chick song or something like as loud as I possibly can. Like, like who cares if I sound good, right? Ben says music and coffee, right? Oh my gosh, but Ben, I like destroyed it. I made my own coffee. Like I tried to be Starbucks and I totally messed it up. And honest to goodness, black coffee, hot black coffee would be so much better than whatever I tried to create this morning, which is actually probably what I'm going to go do. We have coffee in the office. Good idea. Chad, walking outside and seeing the sunrise. Yes. So my new house has like so many glass windows, and on one side you can see the sunrise and on the other you can see the sunset, and it's glorious. And so what's interesting is when I make coffee, I can look out that window and see the sunrise. This morning it was really foggy outside, which was actually kind of pretty, but I think the sunrise and the sunset are like such beautiful daily reminders. Like I tell my daughters every day, like last night the sunset was like pink and purple, and I told them, I was like, come here, come here. I was like, look, it's God's love letter to you. God saying, hey, I love you. I'm thinking of you. Created this beauty just for you to see. What other reason could there be, right? Thank you guys. I appreciate you sharing that. It's always good, like, for all of us to kind of collectively come up with some ideas that make us feel better, because I'm finding it, you know, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety and a lot of real stuff right now. But if there's anything small that we can do to kind of get us out of a rut, why not do it, right? Good morning, Suzanne. And I can't say that name because those are not English letters or Latin letters, so I have no idea how to say that, but it starts with a P. Good morning. So, all right, friends. Well, thank you guys. What other ideas do you guys have that can lighten your mood? Things that can make you feel better, can make you feel less bleh. Something that can just lift your spirits and help you to not feel so heavy. Something that just gives you life and makes you happy and appreciate the day. What do you guys got? Tell me. I want to know. But thank you guys for those of you who have answered. I appreciate you. And so basically the consensus is the little things in life. Those are the things that give you joy. To stop and smell the roses, right? To drink some coffee, to watch the sunrise, to listen to music, to go for a ride, to go for a walk, and just realize what is and be thankful for the things that we overlook every day, right? That's kind of what we're saying, right? I like going on vacation because I love seeing how other people live their lives, the things they eat, the things that they do. But most importantly, I feel like going on vacation makes me excited to go home. It makes me excited about where I come from, the people that I live by, makes me excited about Oklahoma, makes me excited about the food we have, about the comforts of my home, about the freedoms that we have, about driving my own car, about being able to go to the store when I need to. That's what I like about vacation. It's a little ironic, right? But it helps put me in perspective, especially when I went to Africa recently. It was, you know, it didn't have the luxuries that we have here. So it was a great reminder to be thankful for all of the little things, even coffee. Well, I thank you guys for joining me. If anybody else wants to type out what helps you get out of a bad mood or something that elevates your mood, I will read your messages throughout today. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for joining me for Morning Motivation with Dr. K. And I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Have a fabulous day. Love you guys. Bye.